Drafted in 2008, Rory Sloane is now in his 15th season as an Adelaide Crow. After missing most of last year with an ACL injury, he's back on the field, enjoying his footy as much as ever. In this special extra edition of Access All Areas, we talk to Rory about his road to recovery, being a veteran on a young team, fatherhood and what the future holds. All thanks to Crypto.com. Well, Rory, thanks so much for joining us on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. One of the things I noticed from watching a couple of the last few games is the group just seems to be really enjoying themselves out there on the field. What have you made of the group's growth and development over the last sort of 18 months or so?
Well, the last couple of years, we've seen so many guys, and this is the benefit of like even me sitting on the sidelines and missing a whole year of footy, is you get guys like Sam Berry, Joshua Shelley, Jake Saligo, Isaac gets to come in, and these guys get a whole lot of more midfield minutes and develop their game, and we're certainly seeing it pay off at the moment.
Sir Isaac, and look at that reaction from the Crows and their fans.
Let's go, lads, here we go.
You as a mentor and a leader, like you're still that amongst the group. What's that been like for you since you've given up the captaincy? Has it just stayed the same, really?
To be honest, not too much has changed really, and I've always said that about leadership and especially the captaincy is it's really just a title. We have a lot of leaders throughout our footy club. Jump forward, I want to see you jump through him, buddy. Yeah, you don't need a title to lead, so I'll still continue to be the same leader until I finish up. Watch that post. Jump, big fella, jump! Land, drive! Yeah, nice, use me. Use the kickers. Who wants a little Sloane Dog special? Sholly, you're doing it with me. You are. 10s, right, left trains. Some 6s, some everywheres. Back to 6s. Nice take. You walk backwards, I'll come at you. Backwards? Yeah, you walk backwards. Yep.
What did you learn from that year out with that ACL? I mean, were there times where you questioned whether you did want to come back?
Not at all, actually. I knew I did it straight away. I remember looking around the ground going, I can't wait to be back. It's strange, I always thought, oh, my sister's done 3, like whenever people have done them in the footy club, I always thought, no, I couldn't handle that. I'd rather retire, go off and just surf and just forget. But I had the complete opposite reaction, which I probably didn't expect at the time. You learn a lot in life. I've been, I'd say, fortunate enough. I've had a lot of lessons in life that probably put me in a great position to just deal with an ACL, and it's like, well, I simplified it really down to probably the 2 things I wanted to do. I just wanted to enjoy the gym. I knew I had to get really strong. ACLs, you need to have your knee and everything around your sort of hips, glutes area super strong. But I knew coming back there'd be a bit of a mental hurdle for me to jump. So yeah, I really dove into that mental side of, I suppose, sport and psychology. And yeah, I wanted to make sure I came back fit and firing and ready, both mentally and physically.
What did that look like, that mental side, the work that you did?
Oh, like some reading, just some time to myself really every morning, where I run through a few practices. But for me, it was just more imagining myself that first few steps coming back, twisting and turning on a knee, because I knew that would be the part that would scare me. So I just wanted to alleviate any stress I had of that. And first couple of sessions back, I remember twisting and turning, taking on some tackles and not even thinking twice about it. So yeah, it was just about being as mentally prepared as possible to come back at round 1.
Invited the pressure to close from Dunay and Sloane. Oh, the crowd are up on their feet.
2 on 1, good attack from Sloane. He spills it to the deck and gets it back for his trouble. Huge win, Sloane.
One thing about you is just your positivity and that you just have a positive outlook on absolutely everything. Where does that come from, and have you always been like that?
For me, it is a choice. You can choose how to attack any situation. You can either be the victim or you can learn from it and take the best out of any situation. And I think that's what I've chosen to do throughout most hard times in my life, is just take that option. And for me, it's a much better option. Input, CJ, yeah. Turn. Oh, I forgot the body in. Tucked in, Rash. Sucked in.
You're in the last year of a 5-year deal that you signed back in 2018. When do you start discussions about or thinking about, you know, what's next for you beyond this year?
Oh, look, for me, like it's enjoy this whole year. I mean, I spent long enough on the sidelines last year, and I just made a pact to myself to come out and just enjoy and look around a couple of times throughout a game and just enjoy playing in front of 30,000 on Easter weekend, 50,000 showdown. And I'm sure I'll chat to these guys, but I'm well aware of how this sort of plays out, I suppose, through most years. I suppose those talks will be later in the year with the footy club.
Would you like to play on?
I'll play on for as long as I possibly can. I don't think I'd retire. I think I'll be delisted at some point. I think that's what's going to happen.
And you're getting some sleep, but you've got 3 little ones at home. But how has, I guess, fatherhood changed your perspective on all things life and footy, I guess?
Well, I guess you talk about that attitude on life, and that's probably, it does. Kids certainly help that. Yeah, and they're a massive part of why I want to still play football too. They love coming into the footy club more than anyone. Yeah, it's just going to be special. And this has been my footy club now for 15 years, so it's going to be a big part of their lives as well, I'm sure.
Well, we love watching you play. Thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck with the season.
Appreciate you having me on, Nat. Cheers.